Loaded up. Beautiful sunny day. So we're gonna meet up Henry and Otto Karren, I believe, at Rainbow Falls. I have never really dove in there. I played there a lot when I was a kid, but it's pretty deep at the end of the dock, so I'm super excited to get down there and see what's there. And there's a beach a little over there that I know there's a large cast iron stove, and let's see how adventurous we get. We might try and pull that up today. So it's gonna be a good adventure. Stay tuned.
My dad also joined in on this adventure, so we hopped in our little swellfish and headed off to Rainbow Falls. The water conditions were perfect, especially for Harrison. Couldn't have asked for any better.
And they have arrived. I was wondering if you guys were gearing up first. Let's go jump in Rainbow Falls, Harrison Lake. Let's go find some stuff.
I was actually very surprised with this location. I thought because of how popular this place is in the summer, there'd be a ton of trash here. Like, I don't know if you guys realize how popular Rainbow Falls is in the summer, but there's boat tours, and these docks are always crowded with people. So I was very surprised by how little trash we actually found here. It's a very pleasant surprise, but surprise nonetheless. At the end of the dock here was around 55 or 60 feet. So I dipped down a couple times, but really wasn't finding that much. So I let Henry stay down there, and I think he went to closer to 80 feet, and that's not really in the realm I'm comfortable with, and especially trying to search for trash at that depth, it's just not safe. So I let them stay at that depth, and I tried a little bit shallower. I found a few things here and there, but not really a ton. And maybe one of the reasons that I wasn't finding a lot of the trash is obviously somebody was here magnet fishing, which is kind of cool, but unfortunately it looks like they got their magnets stuck to the end of the dock, and these things are not easy to get off. Watch how hard it was for me to get this off. I found Otto by his trail of bubbles, and I found out he wasn't getting a lot of trash either. So him, Henry, and I got out of the water, and we headed to our second location. This next location is a small beach near Greenpoint, or what's now called Sasquatch Provincial Park. And there's this old stove. It's in a really weird position. There's nothing around it. There's no houses, cabins, anything like that. And it's about 40-50 feet off the edge of the shore. It's just in a really weird location. But like, there's this huge cast iron stove, and I randomly found it a few years back while snorkeling around, and we wanted to try and see if we could lift it up. We brought 2 lift bags. One was I think a 45 pound and the other one was 145, something along those lines. And even with that, I tried go swimming down and deadlifting it. It did not budge. I was able to move it, like slightly shake it, but it was not going anywhere. And this is here, it's gonna stay unless we have some really big lift bags in the future. It's just kind of an interesting thing. It's all wrapped in rope, so I'm not sure if this was used as an anchor or why it was here, but it's kind of interesting. And this is what I meant by trying to deadlift it. I planted my feet in the bottom, got a good grip on one of the bottom legs, and lifted as hard as I could. And this is with the 2 bags on top. And there must have been close to 400 pounds of pressure trying to lift this up, and I could barely wiggle it. This thing's not going anywhere. But I couldn't let all the air in those bags go to waste, so I had to play the bubbles.
Just heading back to the boat launch. Stop and look at this atrocious wreck here. I don't like this at all.
Stuff like this makes me pretty mad, because I know there's oil in the leg and the rest of the engine. I know there's gas in the fuel lines and the gas tank, and there's battery acid in the battery. So this is something that's extremely preventable, and it's been there for quite a while, as you can see by how much stuff has grown on the boat itself. This is not acceptable. So I've reported this boat to the Canadian Coast Guard for potential removal, and hopefully they can contact the owner. The K number is visible there, I can read most of the numbers, but I'm pretty sure the owner of this boat owns this chunk of property on this island right here. Regardless, there's no excuse for having this boat in the water like that. It's been there for far too long, and something needs to be done about that. So hopefully he can just take it out of the water and the problem solved. But something needs to be done. I had a good chat with the Canadian Coast Guard, and yeah, they're up for removing this eventually, but it's such a big cost to them. Ideally, the owner can just deal with it, but eventually they'll come and deal with this. And I think this summer they are saying that we might be able to do a joint thing, and I might be able to hop on a boat and cruise around with them and see just how they do their job. So that's something I'd be super interested in doing. And for anybody that finds any one of these boats in one of these waterways, or any sort of other hazardous material, here's all the contact information of who to call. And yeah, I highly suggest everyone contacting the appropriate authorities for any sort of hazardous material they find in the waterways. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.